All right, we got a game, and I've had too much coffee. Like, first of all, let's start with yesterday. I had 3 cups of coffee yesterday. I shouldn't be allowed to drink more than 1 cup of coffee. 1 cup, I'm fine. 1 cup, that's it. But I ended up having 3. And then today, I've already had 2. Already had 2, which is why we switched to LaCroix right now, because this is getting out of hand. All right. That's a move I haven't seen in a while. Our opponent greeted us. We shall greet them. Greeting. Nice to meet you. Yeah, haven't seen that one in a while. You normally play this one when you don't want to get pincered, except no one's really playing pincers anyway. And it's not like black is building anything big. Super strange move right now for this part of the game. This is a traditional response. This is also a traditional response. We're just going to play the tight one. Leave a little bit of space in between our stones. I have no idea what the robot would do. I don't even think I've ever put this into a robot and seen what the AI spits back. The AIs usually don't like to leave these little gaps, air gaps between groups, but who knows? Yeah, okay. Well, black's trying to use this stone, because, again, kind of a weird placement. And we're okay with that. I want a Tanuki. I don't want to follow my opponent around the board. I'm a proud white player who refuses to follow the lead of his opponents. Let's see. Okay, we could play the traditional one. We could also Tanuki. We got a lean. That's more of the robot style. That's all good. We could also just, let's just Tanuki again. Let's just throw this board into chaos, because that's the kind of day we're having. Not that my day has been exceptionally chaotic, but it has been busy and filled with coffee. I need to drink more water. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? This board is already so confusing. This feels like the important area right now. Man, let's play robot style. Push cut variation. Okay. Push cut. That feels good for black. This does not feel great for white. White really needs to do 2 things. White both wants to come out and build a base. There's really this terrible shape down here for white. So I think black should be pretty happy. So this move's important. This move feels important. I could also try this. This one? I don't have the ladder, but that might be okay. Let's just play one more. This is probably wrong, but man, is that a good shape point. Very slow, though. Very slow. The Hane here for black is pretty powerful. It doesn't look like it does much. But it'd be much worse if I didn't have this. And so if I don't play that, this Hane takes away a surprisingly large number of liberties on this white stick group because of the false eye there. So that's okay. Oh man, there's a lot of bad Aji for black in here. Really interesting bad Aji. Man, I would love to play something more violent than make a base move, but let's try. Oh yeah, there's also, if I play this one, there's this push cut move that kind of can also shorten the liberties. So even, again, after this move, I think this is all fine, because we have the liberties. Viva la liberté. But we'll see. How are you all? Hopefully you're not as all coffee-fueled as I am. Coffee is probably not good for my Go game. Oh, not the Hane, just here. I guess actually, yeah, after this, I can cut back, but I think that's okay. If we're going to exchange, I'll take more of the corner. And black makes a more solid left. That's a good move. All right. We're going to lean on this. We still have Aji in here, though. So black is going to need to fix this. I'm not seeing an immediate move that fixes all the Aji. Probably this, but that feels really weird in combination with this 5th line stone. Here, this just feels too much like an empty shell to play here. Okay, yeah. Plays a 3rd line one. Again, that leaves this weird point right here, though. Isn't that a weird point? Probably best to just kick. We might end up with all four corners this game. As the proverb says, if black gets all four corners, white should resign. If white gets all four corners, white should resign. Oh no, it's the other way around. No, if black gets all four corners, black should resign. Oh man, I messed that up. Ooh, I think in my last video, I think I played this one for you guys, and it went pretty well. And we don't have quite the ladder influence that we had last game, but I'm inclined to play it anyway. Because it worked out well. You know, do what you know. Do what you know. So, yeah, the corner's still undetermined here. If we take the corner, it's going to be a very small corner, though. But we could still end up with four corners, and black would end up with about three sides. And, oh my gosh, we're playing the same one. This happened in the last game I recorded, I think. I think it was the last game I recorded. It's hard to know. Oh, just push? This is crude. It was 2 videos back. I'm pretty sure this was the last one. Okay. Maybe take corner now with this. Let's peep. That doesn't feel right, though, because that leaves a big cut. Yeah, black is real optimistic about this left and just making it so solid. Yeah, I think that's warranted. That's better. So, push cut doesn't quite work yet. Man, we've got things to do, but they're all hard. Oh, maybe just pushing up here is best. I'm feeling that. This is a very, subtle move, but we gotta limit this left, I think. Wow. That's aggressive, black. That's very aggressive. Wow. Okay, we still have this move. And even then, I'm still alive. It's not like I'm in danger, but this is just huge. It kind of threatens to cut through again. Taking down this wall feels real nice right now. Push, cut. I think, does black just even, give it up? Black has to fight, right? Black's not going to give up 5 stones. That's crazy. Is it crazy? This is like double sente too, right? The cut is not. The cut. If black might just give up and give up 10 points. Seems very reasonable. This move is so big too. We got to play here because look at all we can do. We're threatening a cut here to cut these 2 off. We're also threatening a cut over here to cut these 3 off as a group. And we still want to aim at the invasion in here. This is a little bit overextended. So we've got 3 good weaknesses to aim at. And I think letting black play something like R15 and just making us cower while black basically secures the right is too huge. Watch the robot disagree with me, but man, does this feel like... Even as, I know everyone's looking at this left and going, oh, it's so big, so thick. You got to do something about this. And plus, we haven't even talked about the top yet, which has some sketchiness that we got to figure out how to take advantage of. But all that aside, I still, I'm feeling this right-hand side is the go-to place. Oh, it's good. I have to make sure my camera is actually recording because that happened 3 videos back. Recorded an entire video and a game review. Not recording. Didn't record it at all. So now I'm just paranoid. That's a weird move for this time of the game. Man, that's a weird move. So I can cut this, but I shouldn't. Black is offering me some more points that I wasn't necessarily entitled to in exchange for basically helping this group, for giving this group a little bit more outside moves, so black doesn't have to worry about these cuts as much. And we're going to say no. We're going to say no. We're not going to take the points. In fact, we're going to even potentially give black some points. But I want you to think about this a lot longer, a lot harder. Can I play here? This is crazy, right? Comes down, Hane, connect. It's a little crazy. This doesn't, yeah. I might need to find a cut point like over here, but that cut feels so weak. Let's take this push up. We're gonna save this for later. Oh, the net doesn't work, right? We should make sure, guys. I screw up these nets all the time. I think we're good. Let's just cut. What's going on here? What's going on? Maybe black is like, I have the ladder, I can fight here. That's got to be the, I'm okay fighting. Oh my gosh, yeah, we're fighting. Fighting is not a bad thing to do right now. Can I extend here? This is crazy, right? We're just having a crazy kind of day. What's the worst shape move over here? Is it this peep? Cut directly doesn't work. Hane is fine. Clamp is painful, but ultimately fine-ish. I can get down to one eye, though. Yeah. Maybe it is clamp. Let's think more seriously about this extension. This is the move I really want to play. But these 4 stones are just so living on the precipice. Yeah, we really can't do that. Come out this way and then make shape. Ugh. It still leaves a clamp. Oh, wait, or does it? Does it? I don't think it does. All right, let's get this out. We'll see if black wants to make this exchange or not. I don't think, no, black doesn't have time to make this. Yeah. Make some shape here. We're not going to take this Atari yet. Although, there's a lot of... oh, is this ladder? This is ladders. That's cool. We like it when things work out that way. It does give black a free move this way. I'm really not hallucinating this, right? We're reading this out Q style. No shortcuts, white stone. Yeah, stone's there. This already just dies. But can I get away with this first? If I can do this first, I should definitely do this. Yeah. Yes, I do believe we can do this. We have to read out the life and death of this group soon. Oh no. Oh no, were mistakes made? We just turned this into a fun game. Wait, I play here. This is over. Game's over. You don't have enough liberties for this, dude. He just resigned. Yeah. Game is over. Yeah, he walks away in shame. Here, I'll put this in the AI. We'll talk about it, and I'll show you. If you don't see it, I'll show you why the game's over. See if you can find the move. This should be, what level problem would this be? I think this should be like a 10Q problem. If you're 10Q, you should be able to find the move. It just makes the game over. It's always fun. All right, let me pause it. I'll do some of my own review with the AI first, and then we'll see if I can actually teach you something. This is a nice, quick, short game. Nice, quick little 5-dan jaunt. Yeah, and I'm also really curious to see what the AI says about this approach and the responses. So we'll try it. All right, we're back, and I don't know if I'm any calmer from not drinking coffee for 10 minutes, but regardless, here we are. Here's the end of the game. If you recall, black played at 75. This is a that's a big mistake, according to the AI here. And yep, very much so. After this move, the move you got to be able to see is just this right here. Very simple. Maybe it's even like a 15Q problem. I said it was a 10Q problem not long ago. But yeah, these two are not in trouble because if black tries to bust out, it's fine. These still die. And so at this point in the game, the surprise is that white's only 12.6 points ahead. Like, even losing this entire group, it's not, like, yeah, it's bad. It's not good. Okay, I can't spin it in any way to make it sound good. But 12.6 is still, like, you still play on. You know, like, that's not resignable. So I think this is more of an embarrassment thing. All right, but I went to this review having a lot of questions about some ideas. And I think I got them answered. I want to share them with you. If you look at we are analyzing it in the 5-dan level. And again, if I move this slider, we can, really see, what was the quality of the game according to the AI. At the 5-dan level, you do see the first 50 moves, everything was acceptable. We do play a lot of inaccuracies. You can see this is all within 2 points down here. So, but there are lots of little swings because both me and my opponent are playing lots of inaccurate moves that the AI is not thrilled with, but they're only small losses. So there's lots of little swings in here, and I'll go through some of them. But really, my opponent made, basically 4 mistakes in a row that just ballooned to my advantage. But even so, this isn't a huge, this is all scaled to, this line is the 10-point line. So maybe, yeah, not even, so it all stayed within 15 points. Like, I never got above 15-point lead. By the 5-dan level, it looks like I made 1 mistake, and my opponent made 4. Again, if we put this slider down, move my head out of the way, don't move the camera, my mouse isn't where I think it is. If I put this down to, let's see, at the 4-dan, for a 4-dan game, actually, my AI says, you made 0 mistakes. Yes, that's got to feel good. I know we only played 76 moves, but still. If we put this all the way up at 9p, this is all the 9-dan professional level mistakes that it detected. Anyway, that's one of my favorite features about AI Sensei. So anyway, wish all AIs had that in their interface. All right, here we go from the beginning. Let me go forward first into this bottom right approach. Looks like the AI is just like, yeah, do any of the normal stuff. Everything is about the same. The favorite is the just play the normal responses. If your opponent played low or high, this is still the most normal response, especially for low. So I guess the moral of the story is treat this as if it was approached at D. It's probably the best thing I can give you, but really, they're all possible. And Tanuki is always possible too with these very, very loose moves. You don't feel a lot of pressure most cases. All right, anyway, moving forward, this is all fine. I just blatantly space out on a Joseki. I hallucinate a Joseki. I apologize, because you guys just watched me play a Joseki very wrong in the top left. And when I come back here, the lean is fine, but I forgot when it's a high 2-space pincer in particular, you never really Atari the stone until you have to. You actually can fight. You have just enough space here as the white stones to live, and so you can actually fight with this stone. And so in here, I need to extend, and then black needs to extend, then we play this. And I know this Joseki, I've played this, I don't know how many dozens of times. I'm going to blame coffee. Yeah, the coffee is strong, man. It's quite a drug. So, total hallucination. That's where a lot of my little inaccuracies at this point come into play. You can actually see it reflected in the wind graph very nicely. Look how it swings to black, just how, Nick forgets a Joseki. But the good news is, number one, in the game, I recognize immediately how important these 2 points are. Right? So these are the moves that get played. The downside, and again, I was kind of hallucinating over here too. Yeah, it is better for black to extend than Hane. Again, I was confusing it with a different Joseki, was hallucinating. I should push cut immediately. And that's a thing I'm just sort of keeping on the burner too long. And not only do I not push immediately when when black makes this weird monkey jump. Sorry, not monkey jump. Man, something is not happening in my brain for me today. It is not going at the right speed with the right animals in place. Anyway, when black makes this elephant jump to the third line, I should just go right in. Like it's so hard and cumbersome for black to deal with. Very awkward. So we'll show you some of that. So anyway, all this, you can see I just played like all these little yellow moves in a row. And so we go right back to having a slightly favorable game. By slightly favorable, I mean literally 1/10 of a point according to the AI, but still. This is all acceptable. Like, it's not the best, and we're pretty sure it's not the best. So you still feel a little bad, but very much a game. Very much a game. All right, so here I play another. Here's the weird move. My next question is, where should black play when you have this weird situation? And the AI was really considering lots of possibilities. That's really interesting. D is perhaps the most interesting to me. I don't know how many variations it actually read out for this one in terms of playouts. Let's see how much the score changes. Right now it says white's 0.8. And here white's only 0.1. Yeah, so significantly better than the game move. Over half a point better. Even though they're both color-coded green, that is significant. But the best one, according to the AI, is this blue one here, which totally makes sense. Like, if you have a really solid group here, two things. Number one, it makes this stone much more powerful because you're threatening to push through with that much more force. And second, if white plays over here, you're not going to worry so much about these. You're going to be able to have time to fix over here. So even though we're like making the weakness bigger, essentially, right? We're putting more space in between the two groups. We're making one of the groups much stronger, which means the direction of play is much simpler because you just know this is where you're weaker. So anyway, this is a really interesting idea, especially D, but I agree with A. A is like a move that I should be able to come across in my own games, my own level, and play pretty consistently. So here, my move again, inaccurate. I don't think it's bad. Like, it didn't feel bad because I'm getting a corner, but I mean, I get it. Like, black is building all the sides right now, so this is a little bit too focused. And this move was interesting. 36, I just think, I'm going to attack here. I want to take away liberty on these two stones. Feels powerful, especially not giving it, any sort of free extra liberties by Hane and Atari. But yeah, it's more important to take away the liberty over here, right? This gives me so much more play at the top now. Like, missed a little opportunity. So anyway, over here, this is all kind of inaccurate. The AI's like, what are you guys doing? There's a glaring hole here. Someone needs to fix it immediately. This move is very powerful because you can kind of play it in Sente. Check this out. White, in order to live here, white needs to descend. And actually, the AI doesn't even want to make this exchange, right? Oh, now, after I click it, it's like, yeah, that's the move. I had to click it first, though. Silly robot. Because you get to play this in Sente. And then you can do whatever you want. And so black was able to basically just sock one in the kisser to white. It's a very small exchange. Like, it's not, like, we're not talking about lots of points swinging back and forth. But man, that little bit extra helps make this into territory, and for that matter, can potentially make it even larger by a couple points. So that would have been nice timing. My opponent didn't catch that, so we're just playing the bottom. All these pushes were way better for my opponent than I gave him credit for. Like, the AI is like, yeah, you go you. That's all great. This is a little bit far. My immediate reaction to push up here is good. Yeah, I would like something a little bit deeper. That's fine. Pincer, though, it's like, nah, don't even bother. Like, this, everybody's fine over here. It's thin, but everybody's fine. Go F some S up. All right, go right in here. And looks like descending is the best, but oh man, this is just a little dagger. Very, very precarious situation for all. Like, I'm not like that. Like, I mean, it's a little dagger. Like, it doesn't have a lot of help, but it is very sharp. And if we play out a little bit of this, you can kind of, I think we have to pull back. I think a human would normally pull back. Oh man, robot says Tanuki. Like, we can get out, and neither of these groups are feeling 100% comfortable. Like, they're not dead. We're not killing anything. But black has much more limited in terms of points, and everyone has more potential to do things up here, including black. Black, too, now has an easy target. So I don't want to paint myself as an easy target early on. So playing this sort of stuff, I don't know. I just can't get the timing right. It's so hard. Anyway, Robot was not happy with this. I want to show you this attachment, though. This is after black attached here. I had the right idea, but the wrong move. And I want to show you the right move. Again, I paused in the game, was like, hey, look at how thin this is. This has got to, like, I think the robot's going to disagree with me, but man, as a human, I have to keep this thinness there. And I don't want to give black any sentai moves against the corner to shore up that thinness. So I totally played the human move. The AI's like, no, bro, what are you doing? Like, you got this dagger. You got a giant moi over here that you want to get into before it's too late. So I was unhappy. But here we go. The move that I need to play here. And I didn't play a terrible move. Like, my move was okay. But the move, instead of Hane, is just a pullback. Simple. But let's explore why. Why is this better than the Hane? Well, unfortunately, fortunately, I guess in the game, my opponent played the worst move, which is just a pullback. And so in the end, my Hane was brilliant. And I was not punished for it at all. But you have to remember, why did black play this M2 move? The reason is because black sees the thinness and is trying to fix with momentum. So black's like, hey, here's a little crumb. If you want to eat it, like for instance, if white played here, this is possible. But you can actually see it swings back towards the black direction. What were we before this? If I play the correct way, it's a fractional for white. If I play this way, oops, wrong move. It goes fractional for black, 0.7, so almost a full point swing, or two. It says a 2.1 point loss. That math does not add up, AI. And yes, I can eat the stone and make this very secure. But now, when black gets these 3 extra stones here, black is so much less worried about any of these cuts. Like, it's so easy now for black to make eyes. Black also has this O2 that's not quite Sente, but is effective, right? If black gets in trouble, it's like, can always ask. The second I try to attack this, black's like, hey, can I have an eye? And if I'm like, no, well, now black just got O2 and can invade the corner for free, or at least reduce the corner for free. And, look, there's a nice mouth shape here. Even though this is thin stones don't mean dead. Thin stones mean, they gotta hobble a little bit. They gotta move around. And the more eye potential you have around thin stones, the harder they are to deal with. Like, it's harder to attack, I should say. So wait, I didn't want to give this was my objective. Don't give black these 3 stones. Like, don't let him have the outside. If he wants to crawl around down here and take away points without making eyes, I'll go for it, which is what this does. Like, now if black really wants to make an eye, needs to play another move, I get to seal off the corner. Still has a wedge in here that's kind of nasty if I get strong on the left. It's just so crude. It's so crude. Black should have just played the move he wanted to play initially. And now, even though, let's say, in the game I probably would have played here to minimize Aji, AI says this is better. But you can still see black is getting what they want. Like, I ate the crumb, or I'm eating the crumb that was left behind, but black was able to shore up the defenses. So this is very subtle. I don't want to give black any free moves. Done. I'm strong. Black is still thin. Yes, black may have taken away a point or 2 down here, or threatened to do more later, but not really. Like, this is just an even exchange, and I can still cut it off later. So yeah, this move was just not even on my radar, right? When black played this, I'm playing there. And that's the part that, I know it's so, it feels like I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. It feels like it's such a subtle, little, tiny thing. But I'm kicking myself because it wasn't even on my radar. And that's why I feel like I have to burn this into my head more, right? Oh, I can just pull back. That wasn't my intuition. I need to find a way to drill that into my intuition. Okay, anyway, after this, I'm in pretty good shape. I take my first real lead of the game of several points after, black's first real mistake. And I cash it in here instead of doing this dagger or going in deeper. Yeah, I got greedy. I just read this out and I was like, oh, yeah, I can totally cut here. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. But we do, and the AI is like, this is all questionable. Like, yellow move after yellow move after yellow move. And we just take our lead and we just blow it back to 0. However, here, this Atari is terrible. Black just needs to save the group. Once Black's committed to this, Black should just continue. Oh, a question I asked, or that I was curious in, that I didn't know the answer to, is how big of a loss is it for Black just to give these up? A lot. It's a lot. 8 points. Okay, yeah, so my intuition that these are big and worth fighting over was correct. It was just more that I had better things to do. Like, this is still worth it, which is why I guess it's only yellow, but oh wow, it actually really wants, this move is better. It's saying, hey, can you fix this? Huh. And then dagger. Yeah, it really wants this dagger. So, but after this, yep, the rest is history, as you guys well aware saw. Oh yes, and playing here is ridiculous. This is a huge loss for white because I can't hold on to both, which I, read fast enough to, in the game, to not play. Even though it's the move I really wanted to play. I was like, oh yeah, this gets me into trouble. But my move is off. The better way to deal with this is to, like if I can read out to the point where like, oh, I have this ladder, then I should just start the ladder and force my opponent to choose. If my opponent gets out, boom, I capture, and now Black has to backpedal a little bit. I can still come over here and mess with the stick. Yeah. So, man, let me go back. If Black resists the ladder, now we just have the fight that I want, because I get to Atari. Ladder works again, right? I've already started it. Like, Black has no choice. Either break the ladder and I capture. Black has already invested an extra stone, so now instead of capturing just one, I would get to capture two. So it's like making Black commit a little bit more before I decide whether or not I want a ladder. I need to start the ladder and then capture. Okay, I have one last thing to teach you guys from this game. One last thing we can all learn together. Let's put it that way. But I'm still a little bit, I don't say I'm unhappy with, but again, notice, just do ladder. Don't even bother with this yet. After this move, though, I was very sad because it really didn't like this move. And this is such an intuitive move. It doesn't make good shape for me. That's the problem with it. It doesn't actually help my shape whatsoever. And so, if anything, it could even make my shape worse, because if it makes this Sente later on, I have to connect this. This doesn't necessarily help. So, because at some point I might want to aim at this wedge. This is a weak shape. Although I guess no, that's not true at all. Because the wedge here, I really do need this stone. That's not good logic. But anyway, here, the AI, this is a good exchange. Even though I know there's a ladder here, I'm helping my opponent too much, and I'm not getting good enough shape in return. Like, this is still pretty weak. And this tiger's mouth shape is actually really nice. This group all of a sudden gets a little breath of fresh air to get out. Like, I still have the ladder, everything still works. But let's compare it. If I don't play this and I just ladder, well, now Black's best options are to either just play here or play here. And immediately I can just take Sente. This group still not 100%. And maybe I cut this way or something over here later on. Like the cut might come from a different direction. But either way, Black has to end up fixing the same exact way. So, like, if I play here and have this, do I want to play here right now? Probably not. Like, it's very easy to see that Black ends up with nice shape. Like, I get nothing. So this is a bad exchange. This could have been solved by something called Tewari analysis, from the Japanese Tewari. Meaning, try playing the moves in a different order, like in your head, and see if you'd still want all the stones on the board. In this case, I don't really want to play a stone here right now, right? It's very obvious. Black's going to play there, and then this stone has nowhere else to go. That's what happened in the game. Like the exact same sequence. So I don't need this stone. Maybe that's the best way to look at it. Anyway, I know this game was a pretty short one, but, I'm pretty happy with actually the lessons. The very quick, to-the-point lessons. I say to the point even though I've been recording now for 34 minutes. But that's pretty fast for a Go lecture video, don't you think? You guys would agree, right? Again, let's blame the coffee on that one. Hope you're playing lots of Go. Happy going.